short meditation session. I'm Jen, so happy to facilitate this for all of you. So, taking some time, as we always do, to settle into your physical body, I've kind of created a little space for myself today to be sitting on a pillow with some supports under my legs. You can be sitting in a chair, you can come to lie on your back, starting to find a position in your body where you have that nice sweet spot between awareness and feeling alert, but yet restful and at ease. So, taking that time and feeling your eyes begin to soften, or maybe you allow your eyes to close, letting your arms rest in a natural and easy position, starting to feel your body soften into whatever points of contact you have created. Maybe it's points of contact under your sitting bones, maybe it's points of contact behind your shoulders, the back of your head, your ankles, or your feet. Taking your next few breaths as you start to draw some more awareness into your physical body to those points that you have support, where your body is being held up, so to speak. And taking a few more conscientious exhales into those areas to see if you can melt in just a little bit more deeply. Taking that again, conscientious and aware way of softening, where you feel a purposeful breath into a part of your body to let it ease, release, perhaps let go. And alongside these breaths to help you soften in, take note of your breathing, especially this time of year where sometimes our breathing can be impacted by illness, maybe feeling a little unwell or congested. Really notice where it feels most available for you to breathe in and breathe out with a sense of ease, with a sense of rhythm, that the body starts to come to a cadence of breath that you start to fall into more naturally as you settle. Keeping that attention on your inhales and exhales as a way to start to draw our mind into this moment, to find that stillness that we're going to focus in on today. And as you continue to land, to arrive, to breathe, I'm going to start with offering a little quote that is really timely for the moment we are in the seasons, a quote from Rumi. And the quote says, "And don't think the garden loses its ecstasy in winter. It's quiet, but the roots are down there riotous." What an interesting thing to consider, even as we come to a meditation practice, that though we are attempting to find quiet and stillness, the gift of that stillness is to nurture deep down inside of ourselves, where there's so much moving, where there's so much being cultivated that we can then start to surface and grow when we move through our days beyond our practice. And you parallel that quote with where we are right now, this time of year. The winter solstice is upon us, literally the day of the year with the most darkness, with the least amount of sunlight. This time of year where stillness is really the approach of nature all around us. But as we hear in that quote, that the stillness and the quiet is where we can begin to nurture and cultivate. Inviting you to take a few more moments to focus on your exhales. As you take an exhale, can you find that slight moment of pause? Maybe you literally physically pause at the bottom of your exhale for just that slight moment before you breathe in. When you find your next exhale, can you find and cultivate that little moment of quiet in your body, in your mind? Continuing your natural rhythm of breath, but allowing these little frames to ride your exhale. Maybe you even take an exhale that gives you this slight moment of rest in your body and in your mind. Really releasing deeply into your body, maybe even using exhales to physically settle in more deeply down into the roots of your body, the roots deep inside that are anxiously and excitedly awaiting regrowth. Taking a few more moments in the quiet focus of exhale, always kindly bringing your mind back if it begins to wander, as we do in our practice. And then we'll start to reframe and consider the light starting to break through. Maybe you literally give yourself an image in your mind of picturing sunlight breaking through some clouds in the sky. Maybe you have an image of a candle flickering in a corner in a dark room. This little bit of light that starts to creep in to start to shed light on this quiet, this darkness, this stillness. And given that frame, perhaps with every next breath in, starting to focus on your inhales, taking an inhale that gives you a sense of warmth in your body. How would that feel to breathe in warmth? How would it feel to breathe in a sense of hope or optimism? What does that feel like in your body to hold that word, that idea, hope, as you breathe in? And then beginning to start to breathe in a sense of renewal in the broader sense as we've framed throughout this practice. But even this moment, what is it that you can start to feel that might need your moment of renewal right here, right now? As you continue to emphasize a little bit more deeply your inhales, maybe you start to draw to mind something you want to nurture. And I don't mean a resolution or a goal, but is there a feeling that you're having a craving for? Is there a perspective or an approach to your days that you're longing to grow, to cultivate, to nurture, to increase in your day to day? What may be lingering below the surface right now that is at rest or hibernating that you can begin to shed some light onto to encourage that thing to rise to the surface, that feeling to rise to the surface? And if nothing comes to mind right now, that's okay. We are still in this time to continue to root down, taking that time to deeply ponder, to soften, to nurture. Anytime you may need that over your next few days or weeks, starting to once again come back to the rhythm of the breath, starting to once again breathe in more deeply. Maybe you take inhales now that even start to lengthen your spine. Maybe you take another inhale to expand through your chest and your heart, keeping that focus on every breath in with maybe a little bit more energy, a little bit more light. Not only using those inhales to start to bring ourselves back from this practice, but to keep this idea centered that the light is coming, truly starting to turn toward the light for whatever that may mean for you as we travel through this season of quiet, of stillness, and moving toward longer days, brighter times, and this time to regrow. As you continue to breathe, maybe starting to blink your eyes open or lift your gaze. I truly wish you all love and light the rest of this season and beyond. Wishing you much peace as we begin to travel toward more light, giving you that space and hope to nurture and cultivate whatever it is that you may be longing for that perhaps was down beneath the surface. Perhaps you bring a little smile to your face, maybe one hand over your heart, the other hand over the top, sealing in this time that you took for yourself with another thoughtful, deep breath in. Exhale it out. Thank you for carving out time and space. Love and light to all of you in this holiday season. Namaste.